What is
Yeah,
good, folks?
yeah, yeah, yeah. What? What?
What?
What? Oh, oh,
Make sure y'all go stream this. Chill.
big bad, better fill it up. I don't never take a day off. Fight, yeah, kill it up. Hard work, yeah, pay off. Everybody saying I'm the man. Yeah, it's time to get the cake off. Fuck shit getting out of hand.
Y'all boy better wake up.
Suckers still talking that slick shit. Bitch shit come through when they switch shit. Good aim, I'ma hit shit. Ain't nothing fucking with this shit. All I know is a digital scale. Police they come try to put you in jail. I ain't got time to be taking the L. I need this money, I'm gonna prevail. It's ain't better to fill it up. Yeah, I don't take a day off. Fuck shit getting out of hand. Yeah, y'all way off. I'ma go run up these bands. Yeah, tryna get paid off. You don't break bread with your mans. Yeah, y'all way off. Working out the bando. More guns than commando. Got that when they hit it, make they face look like it's scrambled. Got the pack with the stamp on it. So you know it better jump off. Come short, put the clamps on it. Yeah, get fucked off.
Alright, that's enough of that. What is good, people? What is good? What is today? Tuesday? Yeah, today is Tuesday. Alright. So let's see what is going on in the world today. Hip hop news today. Where we want to go? Where we want to go? Let's go to the source today. Doja Cat loses Twitter verification. Blast user purchased blue check. Yeah, okay. Sound a little entitled there, don't you? Oh. Cannon's trying to shoot a shot with Taylor Swift. Joyner Lucas, new single. Oh my gosh. Kim K, American Horror Story. Damn right. Today in hip hop history, the Friday soundtrack dropped 28 years ago. Good Lord. Lil Baby's going on tour this summer with Glorilla, the Kid Leroy, and more. Academics talks becoming VP with Uncle Trump. Man, act me out of his mind, man. It ain't really a whole lot going on, man. Ain't really a whole lot going on. 33 years ago, Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet. 33 years ago, Tribe Called Quest, People Instinctive Travels. That was a good album, but personally, to me, Low End Theory is the best album they ever did. Y'all couldn't tell me in the comments what y'all think about that. Tribe Called Quest went hard, man. The first few albums, they went hard. All right, so that's what's going on today. Not too much of nothing. Not too much of nothing. So today we are going to talk about loops. Do you like them? Do you not? Do you make them? Do you use them? Me personally, I used some, but I'm starting to get away from it. And I'm going to tell you why. There's sites out there. You got your Looper Mans. That one's free, but you got to check what in the description of what the details are. Because essentially what you're doing is you're taking a melody or something that somebody else created, they uploaded to the internet for you to use to make your beat around. It saves a lot of time. If you're suffering from just beat block or something. It can be something that inspires you, and it helps. You know what I'm saying? Then you got, like I said, sites like Splice. You pay a little money, and the samples are royalty free. You're allowed to use them, upload them to the DSPs and everything, Spotify, Apple Music, etc. Um, but the thing that you're gonna run into, and I ran into it, and it kind of made that's what kind of is making me steer away from it. How many other people out there are downloading that same loop that you got? Now the beats are going to be a little different because you might throw some different drums in it. They're going to throw, everybody's going to put their own spin on it, so it's going to be a little different. But the basis, depending on how much you're using that loop in the beat, the DSPs might pick it up, and a month after you drop, you've got a copyright strike or something because somebody else uploaded that, and now you got to go through the whole situation of you know trying to explain. See, I don't want to run into that. That's the thing. It gives me a bad feeling about it. Some people call it cheating because you're not really producing it, but it's more of a new thing with the younger generations of producers. I'm seeing um, that they use them a lot, and then you got people out there that's all they do is they just sit and make loops. All they don't even make beats; they just sit and make loops. And the more I've looked into this, the more that's kind of what the new pattern is in hip hop today. As far as production goes, if you start looking at these credits on people's albums, back in the day, you might see Dr. Dre produced this, Pharrell produced that, such as blah blah, whoever. Well, nowadays you're starting to see in the credits, if you look, you might have 10 different producers on one song, because what is happening is you've got somebody like me sitting at home, and I might come up with a dope piano loop or something. I send it off to another producer um, for him to use. So he uses it. He puts some strings or something else in it, kind of, spices it up. He knows somebody that knows somebody. He kicks it to them. They might throw something in it. Now it makes it to somebody that they're tied with, and they throw drums in it and this and that, and now it gets placed. You've went through 4 or 5 different producers to get this one beat, and so in a way it's a good thing because it's allowing, as long as the business goes straight, because I've heard horror stories about people getting fucked out of their piece of the production, but it's allowing more people to eat because it's going through more hands. But at the same time, it could lose vision because it's going through so many people's hands. And I've seen somebody make a video about it. I can't remember who it was, but they explained it real good. You've got, if say you have one producer with 10 beats, he lets that artist hear them 10 beats. Out of them 10 beats, the artist might pick 1 or 2. So he's got a 10-20% chance of getting a beat placed. Now with the loops, you make 10 loops, you pass it off to another producer. They might like 1 or 2 loops out of the 10 you sent. They got 10 other things that they've done. So now you've only got 1 or 2 chances out of those 10 that they're passing on to the next producer who might only like 1 or 2, which probably might not even be one that you worked on. So now, it's shrinking your chances down of actually getting a placement. And it's just, the more hands it goes through, the less chance. By the time it even gets to the artist, you've got 10. You might have one thing that you worked on out of that 10 pack that artist is getting. So it can work both ways. I don't know. It's just the whole loop thing. I'm starting to make them another, just because I'm a roll with whatever. That's just who I am. I'm gonna make beats and I'm do it all. You see, I'm starting the live stream now. I just started doing this. I'm gonna hit it from all angles. That's just what I'm gonna do. Um, Now placing the beats, I've came up with a strategy that I just started a couple of months ago. I'm probably late. A lot of people have probably been doing this. Um, what I've started doing is I've started creating a database. So as you're scrolling through Instagram or whatever you're doing, a gazillion artists have some sort of email or contact information on their profile page. So what I'm starting to do is I'm starting to collect that information and add it into a database. And you can go to what is it? Google Contacts. It's tied to your Gmail or whatever, and you just start adding them, and you can sort them out by like, say, you got A&Rs, DJs, rappers, writers, producers. So at this point, I think I've got maybe 300 or 400 different contacts. Um, so now as I do loops, okay, I'm gonna send them out to my producer and writer group, and hopefully hear something back from somebody. And I have heard a couple things back. I got a couple people I'm working with now, that have had some decent placements. Um, then you go straight to the artist. You make your beat or whatever. Go to your artist group. Bam, you blast it out to all of them, and it's kind of, to me, it's a numbers game. The more people you get in that database, if you've got 5,000 contact infos in there, the more chance you're going to hear something back from somebody. So just build you a database and send them out. And one thing I'm gonna suggest, though, hit BCC when you're sending the email. Don't just send it to that group, because if you don't hit BCC, it will show everybody's email address and contact information in the email chain. People don't like that because now you're spreading their info around, and it takes away just that feeling of, oh, you just sent this out to 500 people. So you want to make sure you kind of don't do that. A lot of people don't like it, and so that's one thing that you can do that I've seen that is starting to gain a little momentum with me. Um, Another thing I just came across the other day, I can show you guys. If you're trying to get beats placed, is a site that I just heard about not too long ago called United Market. And what United Market is a place. Forget how much it is a year, because I was just trying it out. So I paid for 1 month. It's $30 a month, so it ain't real cheap. For the year, I forget how much it is, a couple $100. Supposedly, I heard, I haven't verified it for sure, but Mike Will made it's got something to do with this, is what I heard. But it's a group of people from Atlanta. What they did, basically, they built a marketplace for people to collaborate. Producers, rappers, they're connecting rappers that need beats, producers that have beats. So what you will do is, when you log in, you'll go. It'll look like this when you first log in. Welcome to United Market. You have an opportunities feed over here, and it'll pull up artists. So, Slime Cito's got a new album coming out. He's looking for uh, tracks for his project, and he tells you kind of what he's looking for. Something like the Monster by Future, Check by Young Thug, and what you'll do is you'll go in and you'll hit submit. The file name that you're submitting, upload it. Are there any collaborators on the beat? So if you worked on it with somebody else, you'll put that in there. You'll have to put their information in as well, or it won't let you send it. You put your publishing split in, bam, submit. Easy as that. So, yes, Slime Cedo. I actually submitted some to this one right here, Sally Sosa from Houston. I checked out some of her music. She's pretty dope. Apparently, she's on Interscope Records, and she's looking for tracks. So you just go through, and this is what they have, and they update it. I've had it for a couple weeks now, and I've seen it update a few times. A lot of these people, I've never heard of, but they do have like Finesse 2 times, looking for some tracks, posted by Atlantic Records. Who else they got on her? Yeah, NBA YoungBoy. This producer's looking for loops right here, so you can shoot him some loops, like what I was just talking about. If you want to go that route, you know what I'm saying? 5-10% of something is better than all of nothing. So that's a route you might want to check out. Fredo Bang. Anti the Menace. I heard him. Beats for Honcho. So they got several different opportunities up here. You just go through and you submit your tracks, as many as you want. From what I can tell, it hasn't told me okay you stop. But like I said, it's $30 a month. I think it's a couple $100 a year. I haven't talked to anybody that has actually got a placement off here, so but I don't talk to that many people. If anybody's watching this and they know somebody that has or they've gotten a placement off this, feel free to drop it in the comments. But overall, I think it's a legit site. So if you want to check it out, it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money. So if you're looking for it, that's one opportunity. Another route you can go there. And then, like I said, building you a database and shooting it to them directly. A lot of times you don't know if the artist is even opening the emails. There is some things that you can add to your email that will let you know if the artist has opened the email. Just you have to Google it. I forget what the name of it is, but there's a few different ones. You gotta watch which one it is though, because I think one or two of them will let the person know that you're tracking the email. And, they might feel weird about that, but there is some out there that do not let them know that you're tracking the email. And it's just something good to know. Okay, they got it, they opened it. Okay, I guess they didn't like it, and you'll tell who is checking their stuff, because a lot of these people, you got to think how many emails they get a day. And out of my database, every time I add something to it, for every 10 I add, 2 or 3 of them, when you shoot out that email, it comes right back saying that their inbox is full or they're receiving too much mail at this time and it won't even go through. So it just lets you know, especially a bigger artist, bigger producers like Metro and the bigger artists, they can put an email up and in 20 minutes, the thing is full. So, you might have to be strategic about it. Start with some smaller artists. Start with some local artists. Send stuff to them and just build your network, man. Build your network. Back in the day, doing things in the streets, you didn't need everybody. You know what I'm saying? You didn't need 100 customers. You just needed about 5 or 10 loyal ones that was gonna come spend with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew you had what they wanted, and you could make it work with that. If you just got 10 good clients, you know what I'm saying? Between that, maybe 3 or 4, 5 people out of state 3 or 4 people locally. If you're recording, you're mixing, you can do videos. You just gotta you gotta put a whole lot of different things together. You might make a couple hundred a month doing one thing, a couple hundred a month doing another thing. Just the more you can move and shake, the more something's probably gonna pop off. 'Cause that's my goal this year. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying not to work a job after this year. I'm gonna sit in the house and I'm gonna do what I like to do and be able to make a living doing it. So y'all are along for the ride. This is basically this series I'm doing, uploading these videos and everything. It's kind of gonna be, kind of a docu series showing what's gonna happen over this year as I progress through this and stuff I learn. I'm gonna share it with everybody else. So that is that. Talking about loops, and I'm gonna show kind of like I just started doing these loops, so I'm gonna kind of show my my way that I've been making them. The method I've been using. Everybody's got their own. It makes me sick to my stomach when I sit and I watch these kids. Man, they'll sit here and, well, I ain't gonna say kids, but a lot of these younger producers, man, they didn't grow up with hardware. And just the way that they can zoom, click, 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 click with a mouse, and they got a whole melody printed out with a mouse that is dope in 5 minutes. Beats done in 10, 15 minutes. It blows my mind. I mean, still to this day, I'll sit here for an hour, 2, 3 hours and won't even get done. By the time you get burnt out, you're ready to go on to the next thing. But it's kind of me though with how I do it because I overanalyze stuff when I'm doing it, and then the fire burns out. But I'm gonna show you kind of the method I've been using, where it goes, where I've been making loops. Um, see, where did I start at? I think around here is where I started creating the loops. What we'll go through the few I did last night. I did 3 last night. Another thing that I've noticed that I like about just doing loops, it gives me a starting point. When you sit down to make a beat, a lot of times, halfway through it, like I said, you get dry. Or just, I don't know, just stuff happens. So as you make these loops, like let's pull up this one. As you make them, now you've got a starting point to start from. So I've got like 8 or 10 starting points now that I can build around as soon as I sit down. It's just boom, instant inspiration. So I did this last night. So as you can see, basically what you're doing is you're starting the vibe for somebody. And I think what I started with when I did this is I pulled up good old. I just downloaded this the other day, Arturia Analog Lab 5, and I found a nice. Generally, what I do is anytime I get a new keyboard or something, new plugin, VST, I go to the ARP section first because it's usually you can find something that'll grab you that has some action going in it off top. So I go right to the ARP section, audition all the ARPs till I find one I like. And so what I found to start this off that got the whole groove going was this. That was just an ARP. What I did was I put a little EQ on it. You see how it's got a lot of low end on it. Well, if you're sending it to somebody else, you probably don't want all that low end on it because they're going to want to put their own low end on it. And I didn't want to take it completely out because it gives it that grime to it. And then I put another plug-in called Movement on it to give it that echoey sound. This is made by Output. See, it gives it weird echoes and pans and stuff. It's a dope plug-in to put in to change the sound of stuff you're doing. What did I go with next? I think I found a nice little ambient string. I think I found this in Arcade. Now, Arcade is like using a cheat code. I ain't gonna lie, because there's so much dope stuff in it. You're just sitting audition sounds. You find out the key of the song like this. I use Antares auto key. Listens to it for a second. All right, C major, C minor. All right, C minor. So now that we know the key of the song or the groove, when you go to Arcade, down in the bottom corner, you can set the key of the song. So everything that plays, every sample that comes up, everything will play in the same key as what you've already got playing. It will play it to tempo match, tempo sync, whatever you got the tempo set at, it will match it. And just, it's dope. Then I think I put this loop, played this piano loop in there. Threw some strings in there to give it that dark, eerie sound. Then that just something to add a little more sauce to it when it drops on the one. All right, so that's one of them I did last night. And then what I do is I export the full loop with all the sounds in it. And I shoot them out to the database, to the producer database. I separate, I export the stems also as well, so that whoever gets it has full flexibility on how they want to bring it in, drop everything out. A tip that I will tell you is if you're sending loops out and you're messing with other producers, export your files to MP3s because it's smaller. And if you're doing it in waves, trying to fit it all in one email is not going to fit, especially if you're sending stems and everything. And it's less time to load. All that producers don't want to have to go to like Dropbox and stuff like that unless they know you. If you're somebody they don't know and you're just like cold calling, cold sending stuff, you want it all right there in that email so that it all pulls up right there. And then, hopefully something comes from it. Really, from what I'm hearing on this, it really doesn't need that much, but just the drums, drums, percussion, them breaking it down to their flavor because they've got the stems, and then they go from there. Now, what this allows me to do as well is, now that I've got like I said, 8 or 10 of these done, I'm doing 2 or 3, 4 of them a night. I'll go back now And now I have a starting point of, okay, I like this one. Let's mess with it. After I make the beat, pass, shoot them out to the artist. Contacts some A&Rs. I got beats for your artist. Send them, a couple emails, a couple beats in it. See what happens. Also, another thing you can do is, I know most people have heard about it, is you can go to BeatStars. BeatStars is a place for producers to sell their beats, sell their loop packs, um, drum kits, just, services like mixing, video editing, different things like that. I know most people know about BeatStars. I've been on it a couple months now. Haven't got any sales. You can pay for promotion on there, where they will promote your page or beats or whatever it is that you want them to do. I've done that a couple times. Got a lot of streams and likes and follows and stuff, but unfortunately, no sales. So I'm going to keep it going for a little bit longer. I don't know how much more promotion money I'm going to spend. I've spent, I don't know, probably about $100. So in the grand scheme of things, I ain't spent a whole lot in the few months I've been on there. You can run campaigns just depending on what your budget is, and it will get in front of a lot of people. Also, then you can upload them straight to YouTube. I know a lot of people are saying that the type beat things are dead or whatever, but the more places you got those beats at, the more chances something's going to shake. I know you guys heard J. Cole. He went on YouTube and picked the first beat that he found that was a J. Cole type beat and made a song out of it. And now dude got a placement, just having it on YouTube. So you never know what could happen. So you just want to be everywhere, try everything. It's like throwing shit at the wall, man. Just seeing which one's gonna stick. There's no right way. There's no formula to doing this. And I have got a couple placements so far using the database method. Nothing really big yet, but just a couple notable people, mid-level artists. So it does work. And like I said, the more numbers you get in there, the more you're sending out, the more you're in the studio putting together beats, loop packs, MIDI packs, drum kits. Just the more you're in there working and grinding, the more chance something good's going to happen. What else did I do last night? I did this one. See what this one sounds like. A lot of times you get me anyway. I like stuff that night when I do it, but you got to give it the next day test to see if you really still like it. Yeah, this was something just mellow, kind of a lo-fi vibe. What's up, IG? We're streaming on IG right now, too. So I think I started this one off actually with this guitar right here. Actually, I started this beat with an ARP out of Arturia Analog Lab. And as I added this guitar to it, I added this, like an ambient bell in the background. And as I started doing that, then I didn't like the ARP in it that I started the initial beat with. So I took it out Found another guitar layer to play over it. We put a little Rhodes piano roll in there, twinkling the keys a little bit. So it kind of has that, that kind of R&B-ish Summer Walker type vibe. Just, I don't know, you could do a lot with that. I'm real eclectic, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever happens in the moment, that's what we're gonna roll with. I don't sit down and think I'm gonna make this type beat. It's just whatever I hear, that's where it takes me. That's where we're gonna go. And actually, I'm gonna let y'all hear one. Actually, got some feedback off of, and somebody wanted to use. Is this one it? I think I ended up making a beat off this one as well. Nah, it's not this one. But this one's alright too, I guess. It was the same method over and over and over again. You just find something to start the beat. You send it off. Hopefully, it gives somebody else some inspiration. They kick it up. Hopefully, it levels up to a bigger until finally it gets to somebody who can get it placed. Until you're in that position to where you can get it placed, I will say this is probably your best way of getting to the artist. Because 9 times out of 10, them people are not checking their Instagram, especially if they don't follow you. You know how it goes. It'll show up in that request where somebody wants to send you a message. And I didn't even know that was there till about a month or two ago. And I had a shitload of people in there trying to send me messages that I never even knew was there. So the chances of a major artist opening up your DM, which I ain't saying don't try it, because I'd try it too, but the chances is slim. Most of the time they on there trying to fly something out and knock it down. They on there trying to fuck or something, you know what I'm saying? Or half the time it ain't even them on there. It's their social media people. So hopefully you guys seen a couple of different methods that you can use here to try and get your beats placed. Like I said, by using loops, beats, just a couple of different methods, man. This is what I'm trying. I've had a couple of things work. We got a little motion going. So I hope y'all enjoyed this and check back with me, man. I'm gonna keep the videos coming. Y'all subscribe to me on Twitch, twitch.tv / A to the MF and K. Hit me up on IG at A to the MF and K 47. The YouTube channel, A to the K 264. Yeah, check it out, man. All right, holla at you.